gathered here this morning for a very happy occasion. Occasion in which the Academy recognizes the work of young people, the people who will someday be taking our places.
Tonight we're here to see the best student films in the country and honor the filmmakers. We've flown the winning students in from across the country. They spent the last few days meeting professional filmmakers and seeing the way we make movies in Hollywood. But after seeing their movies, boy, do we have something to learn.
This is a very moving occasion for members of the Academy. All 4,000 of us, people in every facet of filmmaking, once stood where the young filmmakers we're celebrating tonight are standing, on the threshold of their careers, asking themselves, am I on the right track? Well, these awards are meant to say, yes, you're terrific, you're talented, you're on your way, stick with it and go the distance.
If you can be recognized by this Academy, it really says something for you. It tells the people in the industry that you can tell a story on film.
To have an award like this validates all the hours and hours he spent locked in that room.
I would really like to address my colleagues, new filmmakers and future filmmakers. I hope that we will use our abilities to give people choices, to bring joy, but also to challenge people's perceptions. And maybe we can contribute in some small way to bettering this world.
I really think what we're looking at tonight is the harbinger of the next 10 years. And I think that's very optimistic. I'm very pleased about that.
Good evening, and welcome to the 52nd Student Academy Awards. Please welcome Academy Chief Executive Officer, Bill Kramer.
Hi, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the 52nd Student Academy Awards. We're so thrilled to be with you tonight. First, I want to welcome everyone who has joined us here at the legendary Ziegfeld Ballroom, as well as those joining us on our YouTube live stream. We've got a big audience tonight. For the first 50 years, this event was held in Beverly Hills. Then, last fall, we decided to break with tradition, and we celebrated our 51st year in London. And this year, we're thrilled to present the Student Academy Awards in New York City. The mission of the Academy is to recognize and uphold excellence in the motion picture arts and sciences, inspire imagination, and connect the world through the medium of motion pictures. One of the ways we do this is by inspiring new generations to share our love of cinema and storytelling, and through celebrating their achievements with the Student Academy Awards. The Academy is a global organization, and I'm thrilled to share that for the Student Academy Awards, we received more than 3,000 entries from 988 colleges and universities spanning the globe. Unbelievable. This year also marks the first time that film students from the following schools, the University of Copenhagen, Gobelins, Krzysztof Kistelov Film School, the Academy of Performing Arts in Bratislava, the London College of Communication, and University of the West of England, Bristol, have received Student Academy Award honors. Congratulations. It's a big deal for us. We're really honored, truly. And this so perfectly highlights our expanding global reach. Throughout the years, the Student Academy Awards has opened doors and paved pathways for countless filmmakers whose work spans decades, genres, and disciplines. Past winners have received 69 Oscar nominations and have won 15 awards. Soon, this year's Student Academy Award winners will learn their placement as gold, silver, or bronze award recipients in 4 categories: animation, documentary, alternative experimental, and narrative. Additionally, each of the award-winning films are eligible to compete in the short film categories at the 98th Oscars. Can we please give a round of applause to this year's Student Academy Award winners? Hi, guys. Congratulations to you all in your comfy seats. Before we begin our program, I'd like to take a few moments to acknowledge some of the many people who have made tonight possible. I extend a very special thank you to our longtime partner, Rolex. They are the best. They truly believe in our ongoing mission to nurture the filmmakers of the future. Rolex's dedication to the arts is unparalleled, and we are deeply grateful for their support of the Student Academy Awards, as well as their partnership across so many Academy programs. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank our esteemed Board of Governors and Foundation Board members, many of whom are with us tonight, including Board of Governors President Lynette Howe-Taylor, Foundation Board President Kim Taylor-Coleman, and Governors Carter Burwell, Chris Hedges, David Dinerstein, Simon Kilmurray, Laura Kim, Ellen Curris, Lou Diamond Phillips, and Jean Chen. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership and guidance and for sharing your insight and expertise as we forge a path towards the future. And I haven't forgotten about you, I promise. You have a special area. Also, many thanks to Academy Foundation Board President Brooke Breton and Governor Brooke Breton, who co-chairs the Student Academy Awards Executive Committee with Bettina Sherrick. Together, they worked diligently alongside our staff to bring this year's winners a robust slate of programs and events here in New York. Thank you both so much. An enormous amount of gratitude goes out to our dedicated Academy members who viewed and voted to select our student winners. Thank you for your time and your dedication. It means so much to us. And to the many Academy team members who've worked tirelessly to ensure that this program and this evening are as special as they are memorable for our winners and guests. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you, MJ, Meredith, Tenny, Jennifer, Jenny, Natalie, Michael, Kendra, Tamika, Erica, Sean, Hector, Chris, Sharmi, Emily, Brendan, Diego, Shay, Justin, Stephanie, Scott, and Helika, Drayton, and Bev. It's like a clown car of team members. They just keep coming. And special happy birthday to Emily Benedict, who is running the show with us tonight. And lastly, to Michael and Maria, our fantastic ASL interpreters, thank you for making tonight's program accessible. Thank you, Michael. Now, let's start the ceremony. Our first category is animation. And welcome, everybody. Thank you.
My film is about a guy walks into a bar joke that is just kind of a run-on sentence of a story and the aftermath of the joke.
I think your genie has a hearing problem.
You're telling me you think I wished for a 12-inch pianist?
Senior year came around and I didn't have an idea. The months were going by and I was like, I'm just gonna start building this set because I would love to make something in a dive bar and just like hopefully the idea will come to me. months in, I found this brilliant short story in The New Yorker by this hilarious comic writer, Simon Rich. And he was very gracious and generous and gave me the rights to adapt it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
I didn't mean that!
When I was making it, I thought it would be more intentionally cringy and playing into tropes. But as I made it, it kind of just got more and more earnest and hopeful.
You gotta fix this. No one's getting what they wanted.
But are they getting what they needed?
I think that's kind of the beauty about filmmaking. There's so many different steps, especially with animation. You just kind of have to let the film reveal itself to you. Winning a Student Academy Award means everything. I mean, it's really powerful. I've been getting weird little animation jobs and people emailing me. I think a lot of animators make great live-action directors, and I kind of want to do the same, bouncing back and forth, but I don't think I'll ever stop animating.
The film is actually inspired by a true story, and it follows an elderly widow who struggles to overcome her grief and rediscover joy in her life until she finds a dying sparrow she hopes to save. They build a deep relationship, and the sparrow responds to her piano playing. And during the bombings, she takes the sparrow with her into the shelters where they spark a bit of hope. For me personally, the theme is about how you can find yourself and overcome trauma basically by helping others. And I think it also speaks a lot about hope and finding light in dark times. In real life, I think it's kind of hard sometimes to speak about certain topics. And even though it's like a very long process of making a film, it's kind of the most effective way to tell something and share your values and your ideas. I kind of started with photography and then stumbled more into live action and then into animation because of the process of really making thoughtful decisions and really have like this attention of detail. Also the relationship of light and shadow. I mean, lighting is very important to me, and I also try to really simplify camera movements. So I guess that that's kind of this visual language that came throughout the years. Wir sind Gewinner bei den Student Academy Awards. Having this recognition, it means a lot. I mean, especially with the Academy, so well known. Of course, I would love to do more films, and I think this is kind of a business card, so to say. Like, hey, this is the vision I want to tell and how I see the world.
The Shyness of Trees is about Hélène, a 40-year-old woman who goes to visit her mother living in the French countryside, and she's getting old. When Hélène arrives, she realizes some things are not right.
We wanted to make a movie about grief. We didn't want to talk about death, but more that the moment before death and just the fear of watching our parents getting old.
It was the kind of movie we want. When you finish watching it, you are sad and you want to call your mom. Looking at the YouTube comments, I was not prepared to see so many comments about their mother, how they died a few years ago, and maybe right now they're struggling with cancer, and they're just talking about how the film helped them, and it was very emotional for me too.
My mother is very religious, so she believes in an afterlife, and my father is like, when you die, you just go into the ground and you're eaten by maggots. And I think it's finding some kind of spirituality between these two extremes, going back to the earth and going back to nature.
Je serai toujours là, sous nos immeubles tout fort.
We're in the top 3.
Yes.
We're going to New York.
Yeah,
We're going to New York.
Yeah.
It's unreal, honestly. Like, we dream about it.
It's a mix of imposter syndrome where I'm like, how does this happen? Did we fool everyone into thinking that our movie was good? And another part of me is just like, if I have to sell myself in the future, just be, oh, did you know, actually, my movie was a Student Academy Awards. And so it's like a mix of humility and really big ego boost.
I hope that it's gonna lead to meeting new people, learning more things like I never learned before. I'm very excited to keep going in that way.
Our first presenter is a 2004 Student Academy Award winner and the co-creator, writer, director, and executive producer of the Emmy Award-winning animated series Go Go Corey Carson. He is also co-writer and director of the forthcoming animated feature In Your Dreams. Please welcome Alex Wu.
Hi, everyone. It is so wonderful to be here tonight, back in New York City, where my filmmaking journey began, just a few subway stops down the road, when I was a film student at NYU. Yes, NYU represent. 21 years ago, I stood where you are now. I received the very same award you'll be receiving tonight. And I have to say, I am so glad I am not a film student, because I would not want to compete with you all. I am so excited for your bright future. To have your work recognized by the Academy is one of the greatest honors of a filmmaker's lifetime. And to receive this kind of recognition this early on in your career is simply extraordinary. I cannot overstate the impact that this award had on me. If it weren't for the Student Academy Award, I might never have found the confidence or the faith in myself to leave Pixar, start my own independent animation studio, and pursue the impossible dream of making an original animated feature, titled In Your Dreams, coming out on Netflix soon. This award reshaped what I believed was possible for me as an artist and as a filmmaker. It inspired me to dream bigger, to tell bolder stories, and to push the boundaries of what the medium of animation can be. So I hope tonight's award does the same for you, because I cannot wait to see the incredible stories that you all are going to tell. Now let's get to the awards. The winner of the Bronze Award for Animation is Sofiia Chuikovska, Loïck du Plessis d'Argentré, Maud Lebras.
First of all, I want to thank the Academy for their incredible welcome and their hospitality. It's really awesome to be here. And I also want to thank our composer, Jeremy Benamar, who made the music on the movie, which is really amazing soundtrack. And yeah, I just have one quick word, I think, for all the young filmmakers that are here. I think, especially in animation, we often considered it's just beautiful pictures, entertainment, or for kids. But art is a sensitive and emotional eye on the world, and it shapes the collective subconsciousness, and it shapes life sometimes. So when times are dark, we have a big responsibility as artists and as filmmakers, and I hope we'll get to live up to this responsibility.
The winner of the Silver Student Academy Award for Animation is Lucas Ansel.
Thank you. Yeah, made this movie with the help of my 4 friends and my incredibly talented mom who sculpted all the puppets. I can't believe that I am among the same stage as these filmmakers today. Such an incredibly talented group. Yeah, I want to thank my school, Rhode Island School of Design. I want to thank Simon Rich for allowing me to adapt this beautiful story. And of course, I want to thank the Academy. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Lucas. And the Gold Award for animation is Tobias Eckelin.
Okay. Thank you. It's a little bit unbelievable, I have to say, to be here with you tonight. And yeah, as you all know, like making a film is a very collaborative process. So I, of course, first of all, want to thank each and everyone who worked on the Sparrow song. We had many, many helping hands on this film, and they were all important to get this project done. And I want to especially thank the lead artists who are also with me here today. They're sitting in the back there. Yeah. Yeah, Vincent, Elias, Lily, Giro, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me for such a long time. I know it has been a crazy ambitious project and was not always easy, but we pulled it off, and it wouldn't have been possible without you, so thank you so much for that. Yeah, thank you. And of course, I also want to thank our school, Film Academy Baden-Württemberg, and the Animation Institute, and all the amazing staff and people who are working there, the mentors, the professors we had, everybody who believed in us and helped us. Thank you so much. And finally, of course, I also want to thank the Academy for bringing us here to New York City and meeting all these amazing people. And I have to say, I really, really appreciate that you take so much effort to take care about the future of filmmaking. And I really hope to see you all in the future and hopefully work together at some point. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Student Academy Award animation winners. I really cannot wait to see all the amazing stories you all are going to tell. And now, on to the next category, documentary.
My film is a confession. It's about a really bad thing that happened to me 5 years ago, and the topic is sexual harassment in church. The film is small conversation with my mom. It was so hard. I didn't know how to say it out loud, so that's why I chose to say it by film. I think it's really important to talk about the topics in the confession because sometimes there are few articles about it, but it's not focused on the victim. I really wanted to make a safe place for the people who have to deal with the same stuff. I love to make films, I like to write stories. It's my passion. It's so magical to work in a crew and you can show people how other people live or hidden places or hidden feelings. For me, filmmaking, it's like only way to say it. I can't imagine my life without it. I didn't know that my school applied this film for the Student Academy Awards. When I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh my god, we won a student Oscar, wow! I still can't believe that it's real. In our university, we were just making jokes like, yeah, I will see you in the red carpet. And I was like, yeah, I will see you in the red carpet. Look at me now.
This film is about my journey in the very first city of COVID-19 outbreak, Wuhan, China, in 2020, and also the journey afterwards in the following 5 years. So this is literally and technically the first film I made. For me, it's a personal journey of why I want to be a documentary filmmaker and what it means to be a documentary filmmaker. In making this film, I changed a lot of view I had about the world, the society, and life. It's such a fresh trauma, we kind of avoid to discuss about it. It's why we have to remember things like that. Making film is super important to me. It's how I connect to the world. Winning the Student Academy Award, it's definitely unbelievable. It's an encouragement for me to carry out my way. Even though it's super hard, I believe I can help the world to become a little bit better. Moving forward, I want to be a personal documentary filmmaker and bring more perspective to the world. I need to keep making films.
I made a portrait piece about a man named Richard Tesore, who founded the first ever marine mammal rescue center in a small coastal town in Uruguay. My film takes a look back at his history and how he's continuing to try to keep it alive and inspire younger generations today. I'm always drawn to human stories. The camera is like a passport to amazing places and people that you otherwise not have access to, and the opportunity to learn about amazing things that people are doing and give them a spotlight. That's my goal. I hope people are inspired, as Richard is an example of how big of an impact every single person on this globe can have. Documentaries are especially important. They are a vehicle for sharing important stories from around the world. The more places we give space for documentaries, the more variety of stories and voices that can be heard. Moving forward, I just want to keep working with people who are doing good in the world when it comes to climate change and environmental conservation. I've always been a diehard viewer of the Oscars. I religiously watch it every year. I've never even considered participating in any way. My documentary work has always been on pretty small scale, so this feels like such a huge platform. It's a huge honor. I really didn't expect it, and I'm so excited to meet the other filmmakers that are nominated along with me. For me, it's all about the network and continuing to meet amazing people who care about this type of work. It's hard to believe, but really exciting.
Here to present our next winners is an actor, director, producer, and writer whose credits include La Bamba and Stand and Deliver, an Academy Vice President and Governor of the Actors Branch. His latest starring role is in the feature film Keep Quiet. Please welcome Lou Diamond Phillips.
Wow. What an exciting night. This is your night. Thanks for sharing this with me. I really appreciate it. You're all winners. That's been said already. But I also want to point out that you're the lifeblood for the Academy. You're the future. You're our hope. You're bringing new ideas, new visions, new voices. And at this point in our history, we need it more than ever. All right. The goal of documentary film is to educate and enlighten the viewer about a person, place, subject, or moment in time. Relaying these stories requires diligent research in the pursuit of truth, minus any judgment. Along with capturing their subjects, the filmmakers in this category have told compelling, factual stories that make you ponder deeply, and that's the win. Congratulations to you all. And now on to the awards. The winner of the Bronze Student Academy Award is Jane Dung.
First, I need to say a special thank you to my professor, Masha Rock,
from NYU. Thank you for saying that. We will give you sponsorship. No, we will give you scholarship. And that bring me to New York and make everything happen. And also, I would like to say great thank you to my producer, Niching, and my amazing crew. Most of them are here tonight. And you guys are the best. So, standing here, it kept reminds me of one moment that we had half years ago. I was living in Queens back then. We have a little living room, so all of us are stuck in my little living room. We talk about how we can make this film look better. Even though back then we just graduate, we don't have jobs, we are unemployed, we don't have fancy future ahead. But see, half years later, we're all here together and celebrating this moment and this film. So it just made me feel like we can keep doing it one more time and maybe for the lifetime. Thank you.
The winner of the Silver Student Academy Award is Rebecca Bizopova.
Sorry, I had to prepare it. Just because someone makes a film about their own trauma doesn't mean they don't need time to heal. This moment isn't just a big step for me, it's a big step for everyone who's ever been told to be ashamed of their pain and to hide it away. We are often told to stay silent, but somehow we always find our voice. It just takes time. I want to thank my team, my university, my family, my loved ones, everyone who stood by me, and to the Academy for helping me find the right moment, and for helping me not to stay silent. Love you all. Thank you.
It's you, right? Because you're the only one left. You know, when we announce the silver, you go, I think I know what that means. Taking home the Gold Student Academy Award is Tatiana McCabe.
Gonna do my best not to cry. They say that when you follow your heart, good things happen. Well, that's definitely true tonight. Thank you to the Academy for recognizing this film. This win is not only for me as a filmmaker, but for Richard Tesore, who has worked around the clock most of his life to take care of the wildlife and the environment where he lives. His story is a reminder to us all that if we are to try to take care of this planet, we have to start with what's right in front of us. I'm so grateful that you have all been moved by his story. I hope this award will help his cause moving forward. I'd like to thank my amazing parents who are here tonight and have supported me my entire life with all the crazy projects that I've ever wanted to pursue. To my wonderful partner, Chris, who was the first to hug me and celebrate me when I got the news. And to the University of the West of England for creating a program that supports students in tackling important climate stories around the world. But most of all, thank you, Richard. You are an inspiration to so many. You are my hero, and I'm honored that you let me make this film with you. Esto es para ti, Richard.
Congratulations to the documentary winners. Let's give them all another round of applause. Congratulations.
Please welcome Academy President and Oscar-nominated producer, Lynette Howell Taylor.
Thank you, thank you. Please, let's give another round of applause to this year's winners. I am so unbelievably inspired. Congratulations on your achievement. It's really an honor. I'm so excited to attend the Student Academy Awards for the first time as your Academy President, and for this year's ceremony to take place in New York at the Ziegfeld. This feels incredibly special. Stated simply, there's no place I'd rather be than right here, cheering on the future and the now of our industry. As the adage goes, the only constant in life is change. The same can be said for the art of filmmaking. At the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, we are committed to navigating the ever-changing practices and processes required to create the stories we see on screen. And that includes sustainable practices. For the second consecutive year, the Student Academy Awards are proud to partner with the Green Film School Alliance to ensure that, along with perfecting their craft, the filmmakers of today are supporting eco-practices and running sustainable productions, from development to distribution. Whether it's understanding the types of materials that can and should be recycled, or being diligent about properly disposing media waste, adhering to sustainability guidelines and practices is key. The Academy has hosted webinars with the Green Film School Alliance to educate administrators and students about green production for student films. And the message is making a difference. In 2022, one of our Student Academy Award winners received the first Green Seal for students from the Environmental Media Association. And this year, 25 of the films submitted earned their Green Seals for students, including one finalist and one semi-finalist. So yes, the message is resonating. And the Academy will continue to acknowledge the student films that receive their Green Seals. As our industry and the world around us are enduring such extraordinary shifts, it is also our responsibility to help each other find and maintain a sense of balance and focus. This is a time that requires us, as an institution and a film community, to band together and support the freedom of artistic expression. So whether you're a novice, a student, or a veteran, I encourage everyone who has joined us this evening to be bold in your storytelling. Now, more than ever, your energy, your vision, and your voices are needed. Congratulations once again to tonight's winners. Winning a Student Academy Award is an incredible achievement, and it's just one of the many milestones you'll reach as you continue on your creative journeys. Along with your films being eligible to compete at the 98th Oscars, you are now among a distinguished group of past Student Academy Award winners who are still blazing trails in our industry, including Academy Governor Patricia Cardoso, Patricia Riggen, and Oscar winners Pete Docter, Spike Lee, and Robert Zemeckis, to name a few. We are beyond thrilled to celebrate you tonight and look forward to watching and supporting your work in the future. And remember, this is only the beginning. And now, let's dive into our next category, Alternative Experimental.
But before an AI model can generate an image, it must first be trained. And training requires data.
My name is Matthew Granica. I'm representing the London College of Communication, and my film is called Flower Gun. My film is essentially a breakdown of how AI exists, to peel back the curtain a bit behind this system that's becoming increasingly ubiquitous and work out what happens if we keep going at the pace we're going. So it really started from me being, quite frankly, confused and not having a clue as to what was going on. Naturally, I just decided to do a bit of research, and I saw that there was a class at my university where you could learn how to create your own. So I took this class, and the more I sort of dug, the more I realized that there's a lot of questionable things happening here. I'm not necessarily saying to never use AI, because that's not realistic. It's a system that sort of surrounds us and it's kind of impossible to escape. But I think it's important to hold the people in power accountable. If we understand what's happening, understand why it's happening, and understand how it affects people, then we can start to take steps towards meaningful change. One of the things that's quite unique about me as a filmmaker is that I haven't used a camera for this project, which is why I'm quite surprised that it's even here. Winning a Student Academy Award is maybe the craziest sentence I've said out loud ever, and it's a huge honour to be recognised in this way, especially doing something that's not so traditional and talking about subject matters that are, I think, really important at the moment. I don't know what makes me want to keep making films. It's just like an innate desire. I can't sit still, I can't not be doing something, and I feel like that's just my outlet to explore and to have fun. It's something that I genuinely really enjoy, and I would do it for free 1,000,000 times over.
大概就是我梦想的生活了。
My name is Zhang. I'm from University of Southern California. My film is The Song of the Drifters. This is an animated documentary about people who are just like me, who travel alone and couldn't really settle down. I've lived in 4 different cities throughout my life equally, and I have this trouble to really identify where I truly belong. I interviewed 7 peers who also have a similar experience. We all share similar feeling about this identity issue, but everyone has their own ways to deal with that. I definitely want to resonate with people who are new to a place, and also for people who are still traveling alone. I wish by watching this film they can feel it's okay to be drifting along. You can always find where your heart belongs. I started with illustrator and concept artist in game industry, and I think this different experience kind of made how I am. What I'm trying to capture is the feeling or the theme of a story. So one of the characteristics of my film is figure is not important in the film. It's more about how figure moves through the space. I always want to provide this first person experience to my audience so that they can feel be part of this story. Film is the best way for a person to experience the other person's life, and it really expands your own experience. My relationship with filmmaking is maybe less about money, but more about how do I want to present myself, how to see myself personally. So this is a really great way to figure out how do I live in this world.
Hvis ikke jeg er perfekt, så giver jeg dem noget negativt at sige om mig.
My name is Vega. I am from the University of Copenhagen, and my film is called Without Perfection. My film is an experimental short which shows 5 arenas within cultures of perfectionism and how these arenas affect young women, both external pressure and internal pressure that they put on themselves. It's a very personal story to me since the poem that the movie builds on is an accumulation of a ton of poems that I've written from the age of 14 and up until 23. We wanted to make something that opens up the conversation a little bit more and tells other young people and young girls especially that these feelings are completely normal and it's okay to feel this way, and most of the time a lot of other people don't see any of these things that you are insecure about or blame you for not being perfect. I think gender is super important to talk about, especially right now where there's just become such a gap between men and women, and it's become a war between them, especially online. I want to really dig into that and how that affects us and how we can work towards harmony. During this project, I really realized that vulnerability is not a weakness, even though it hurts. Maybe it's supposed to hurt a little bit to do it because that's when you know you're doing something meaningful. Obviously, also, I'm a big perfectionist, and that was a blessing and a curse on set. There's also a line between being a perfectionist and just being very thorough. And I think as long as you're very thorough, it's okay to be a perfectionist. So I think that's what makes me, me.
Here to announce the winners for Alternative Experimental is the writer, director, and producer of the upcoming feature, Song Sung Blue. A member of the Academy's Directors Branch, his credits include Coming to America, Dolomite Is My Name, and Hustle and Flow. Please welcome Craig Brewer.
Employing non-traditional or unconventional ideas or methods existing outside the establishment, derived from experience, empirical, those words perfectly describe alternative experimental film. And to the 3 Student Academy Award winners in this category, I offer these words: lean into your creativity and keep pushing the boundaries even further than you thought possible. That's where the magic is. That is cinema. And now on to the awards. The Bronze Award for Alternative Experimental goes to Granica.
This is a lot of people. Okay. I want to start off by thanking the Academy. That feels ridiculous to say, but I'm going to milk it. I could not imagine being here a couple of months ago. Making this film was a really challenging process. I had a lot of mental blocks. I was really sort of struggling to create anything. But it's thanks to the support of my family and my friends who really helped me break through. I want to thank my family. They're in there somewhere, I can see them, for supporting me always. I want to give a big shout out to my girlfriend Lydia, who's back in England, for dealing with my mental breakdowns every day while I was trying to make this film. I want to give a big shout out to my school, LCC, especially Peter and Carolina. I wouldn't have done this without you. My friends and classmates who watched every version of this film week in, week out, whether it was good or bad. I really appreciate you all. And a big shout out to Mr. Messigum, who really started this creative journey almost a decade ago. And I want to quickly finish by saying that we're living in troubled times. You don't need me to tell you that. But each day can feel a bit like survival, and it's really tough out there. But film and art allow us to explore the world and connect with the stories that we experience on a daily basis. But through adversity comes beauty, and each filmmaker here really embodies that perfectly. I hope we can collectively mold the shape of the future of film and affect the world and make it into a more humane place. Thank you so much.
And the Silver Award winner is Vega Moltke-Leth.
Thank you. This is heavy. Okay, I wrote something down, but then I just said everything in the video, so I might need to just find my words for a little while. This doesn't just belong to me, it belongs to the whole crew, so I really just want to thank everyone who helped make this movie possible. We have a Danish saying, ingen nævnt, ingen glemt, no one mentioned, no one forgotten. I want to thank cast, crew, sponsors, friends, family, and obviously the Academy and its members. This film is about how women suffer through a constant pressure to be perfect. The film doesn't really pretend to have an answer to these problems, which I hope instead it can spark some conversations. I think conversations and talking about things is the first step in change, and yeah, this award will just be a reminder to keep being loud and making films that want to be seen and heard like this one. And yeah, so thank you so much. I'm so happy.
And the winner of the Gold Student Academy Award for Alternative Experimental is Xindi Zhang.
Thank you so much for this incredible recognition. It definitely encouraged me to pursue what I truly have passion for. And thank you for my crews who always support me throughout this journey, even though I said so many times, this is the last version. And I want to shout out to my composer, Xiaojing. She's not here, but without her score, this film will lose half of the soul. And my editor, Aris, this film wouldn't have a starting point without her inspiration. And I also want to thank you for my parents who always say, don't give up on what you truly love for. And I want to thank you for my department, expanded animation at USC, and my mentor, Sofiia, who brought me into the world of documentary animation. This film definitely used some controversial technology like AI generations, but I'm still managed to tell a personal story. I want to say, no matter how we evolved, I think the true soul still resides in our hearts, not the tools. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to all the alternative experimental winners. Let's give them all another round of applause. Keep it going. And now on to the narrative category.
Butcher Stain is about an Arab butcher who is working at an Israeli supermarket. And he is accused of tearing down the hostage posters in the break room. And he has to prove his innocence in order to keep his job. The idea for the film originally came to me because I had worked at the supermarket for about a year and a half. Such an interesting experience for me, working with, people that really come from hard backgrounds. And what I saw was all the political tension that was going on in Israel. It was sort of expressing itself in the microcosm of the supermarket. I'm not trying to make a film with a clear message. The reality that we live in is very complicated. The point of this film is to spark up a conversation. We tend to talk about the bigger issues, wars, and all the things that individuals don't really have a lot of control over. And this film is mostly about the little people. And especially Samir in this film, he suddenly carries the weight of this whole entire conflict.
Shabbat shalom.
Up until this moment, it was very hard to believe that I was actually a filmmaker. I think winning a Student Academy Award, people are seeing my film, and I feel like I'm, part of the group of artists that can call themselves filmmakers.
Dad's Not Home is a story of two boys who take care of their father, who suffers from frontotemporal dementia. And two brothers need to hide this fact that their father suffers from this disease.
Czy ty chcesz trafić do domu dziecka? Bo tak to się skończy.
It certainly is a film about family, but I also thought of this movie as a story of two con men who need to trick everyone else into their story.
No ale to musi podpisać tata.
Tata jest w pracy.
Jak zwykle w pracy.
Even though some of the stories seem dark, I don't want to make the audience depressed.
Nas pamiętasz?
Tak, oczywiście.
I really like on movie set, the crew I gather are all great filmmakers, and the atmosphere they create, it's something very unique. The Student Academy Awards, it's every filmmaker's dream. And so it is mine. It certainly means a lot to me. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm still kind of processing it. We all make movies in hope that other people will see it, hope that this will help this movie to reach as many people as is possible.
My film is called Kubrick Like I Love You.
你问我为什么会跟他在一起？
It's about this guy who's trying hard to break up with his girlfriend.
有个事我想跟你说一下。
It's like 50% true, like a lot of that comes from my own experiences, and a lot of that also is fiction that has been generated.
你总是在计划着未来，而我比较活在当下。
He kind of spends this last day with his girlfriend in all sorts of flashbacks of their memories together.
咱俩这么不一样，慢慢的也能走这么久，真挺不容易的。
When I was preparing for my thesis, I was preparing another story. In general, I just want to make film that engages people. I think this story, being very personal and introspective, just struck me. It's kind of like a mundane romance comedy, but when I look back at this time in my life, I feel a lot. And I think it's very fun to make people feel how you feel.
我必须跟他分手。
To get the recognition from the academy, oh my god, I was speechless. This is like the holy grail of all the film students around the world. I take pride in seeing the world in a cinematic way. I got so nourished by so many filmmakers. I almost feel like I'm obliged to give back.
Here to introduce the winners in the narrative category is the director of some of the most culture-defining films of the past decade, including Crazy Rich Asians, In the Heights, and of course, Wicked and the forthcoming Wicked for Good. A celebrated filmmaker and author, his powerful book, Viewfinder, a memoir of seeing and being seen, was published last year. Please welcome John M. Chu.
Aren't we so lucky to do this? This is incredible. So inspired by watching all these amazing films and the filmmakers here today. We are truly blessed to have the microphone, especially at this time in the world. I'm so jealous of you. My student films didn't look like this. I didn't even get on a short list for this thing. I did sneak into the Academy Awards though a while ago. I made a fake badge. Don't do it now. Don't do it, but I did. And I want to acknowledge all the people, your friends and family, your support system who are here today. Nothing is possible without people in believing in your voice, and I know you've made them really, really proud. Yeah, I hope that you take this moment. I mean, 3,000 people applied, and you are here today. And they believed in you, and you believed in yourself, and I hope you just hold on to this moment, because there will be times where you will be rock bottom again. There'll be time, it's true. It's our business. Get used to it. The internet will attack you. Whatever, keep going. It's really important to have these moments where we can actually applaud you, because you'll hear this applause one day right when you need it, I promise you. And we're gonna need you to keep pushing through, because we're gonna need your stories. It's a thrilling to be here tonight with all the filmmakers, of course, daring, visionary filmmakers in each of the categories. Tatiana, I love what you said about it's a passport to take you to places and people that you have no access to before. That will never leave you. Every time you make a movie, even when I got to do Wicked, I got to go somewhere and meet people I never got to. And so always hold on to that. Telling stories is an extraordinary privilege. And with this privilege comes a responsibility to use every weapon in your arsenal to capture emotional truth on the screen. This work requires you to plan, but also remain open to possibility. This work asks all of who you are and requires all of it, both heart and mind, to understand how a story will connect with your audience. Above all, this work demands your tenacity, your courage, your bravery to ensure that a story that has been entrusted to you gets told. And if that sounds like a heavy lift, we know it is, and it's worth every pound. So now, the awards for narrative. First up is the Bronze Award. Wow, this is really big tension. Okay. The winner is Zefan.
Looking all right? Yeah, thank you, Academy. Wow. I just want to say this line, thank you, Academy, it just feels so good. Thank you, Academy, for setting out this beautiful platform for us to meet, connect, and learn from all these great figures, not only in the industry, but also in film history, actually. Like, I feel so inspired meeting all these great people just in the past few days' experiences. And I want to thank all my beautiful crew members. I am so lucky to work with all of them. I want to thank my Columbia University film community. Some of them are here. Many of them aren't. I won't like give a string of names just to save time and get out of here.
But I do want to give a special thank you to my thesis advisor, Betty Gordon. Being a trailblazer in modern cinema herself, she is as fearless in supporting her students in creating their own unique creative voice. So thank you, Betty. Yeah, and I want to thank my mom especially, who tried literally everything to talk me out of studying film. Mom, here I am. And I want to, she showed me nothing but support after learning that I'm dedicated to do this, and I owe her everything. And this is dedicated for her, to her, for her. Let me think. I think that's all. Thank you very much.
And the winner of the Silver Award for Narrative is Meyer Levinson Brooks.
I have no words that can describe this moment. It's unbelievably surreal. And I never could have dreamt that my first film would get this far. First and foremost, I want to thank the Academy for this amazing opportunity and for supporting me so much throughout this process. I want to thank my family and my girlfriend for believing in me. I want to thank Oron Kaspi, who is here today, my amazing producer, Omar Samir, my talented lead actor, Sefi Elisha Nachmani, my DOP, and of course I want to thank my school, the Steve Tisch School of Film and Television, Tel Aviv University, for supporting me throughout my journey to become a filmmaker. Butcher Stand is a film about Samir, a Palestinian butcher working at an Israeli supermarket, who is accused of an act that he didn't do and has to prove his innocence in order to keep his employment. My main goal as a filmmaker was to create a film that encouraged a dialogue and a conversation about subjects that are incredibly challenging and hard to talk about in this day and age. A filmmaker's responsibility is to tell the truth through their film, a truth that is sometimes impossible to describe through words. Through cinema, we can communicate in a more emotional and humane way and depict truths that can bring us together as human beings and create a better world. Thank you, Student Academy Awards, for this amazing opportunity.
And the winner of the Gold Award for Narrative is Jan Sejcek.
I'm not very good at talking, but I hope I'm pretty good at reading. I would like to thank the Academy for this great honor and recognition. I would like to thank my wonderful cast and crew. Some of them are here with us tonight. And I would also like to thank all filmmakers who put their hearts and passion into this film. I would like to thank my school, the Krzysztof Kieślowski Film School, and my artistic supervisors for all their support and guidance. Dad's Not Home is a story about a family made by a family. I would never be here without my sister, who gave me the initial idea that later grew into the story of siblings' everlasting support for each other. I wouldn't be able to tell a story about how important it is to stick together as a family, no matter the circumstances, if it weren't for the love I receive every day from my parents and my brother. And finally, I want to thank my friend Piotr Szubra, widzimy się w Greenpoincie, who told me to submit this film. Thanks to him, I can take this award home, and it's some real cool stuff. Thank you.
You give another hand to the narrative winners. And to all tonight's Student Academy Award winners. How exciting. It's been such a thrill to be here, and now I'm honored to present the final element of tonight's ceremony. So, as every filmmaker knows, this craft requires the collaborative efforts of so many, and none of us are able to do this work alone. So, it's important to acknowledge those who do the hefty lifting alongside us, beside us, and oftentimes behind us. Everybody plays their part, and every part is important. So here is a look at the dedicated crew members whose talent and support have contributed to production of this year's Student Academy Award winners. Check it out.
I hope it's okay when I choose 5.
Okay. I'll try to be as quick as possible.
I really want to thank Teresa Havadiova. She was my DOP. First time when we met, I knew that it's a match. We are talking head to head, mind to mind. For me, it's really special because she was there every time when I needed her, every single time.
The main actor, Omar Samir, first thing that people say in the film is, who is that guy? Who is that actor? How does he do such a grounded and emotional performance?
Piotr Łukawski, I believe he's not only a wonderful actor, but he's also a great filmmaker. His experience helped with many issues we had on the set.
My tutor, Peter Ainsworth, he said this has got some potential, and I think with his sort of pushing and with his help, we'd really break it down and analyze it and see how we could push it further and further.
A core team of 5 people who really worked over 2 years. Vincent Maurer, our technical director, Elias Weber was our lead character artist. Then we had 2 lead animators, Lili Luisa Heckmann and Shiro Nakashia, and also Rebecca Liebelt, who was the groom lead and did the feathers of the sparrow.
My professor, Masha, she was like, just make the film you want to make. The whole film is to answer her question, why you still want to be a documentary filmmaker.
Mr. Tsai Guoqiang, he has inspired me so much and taught me so much about observing the world, how to incorporate the world into your art.
Just got to go out to my mom, Jenny. She's an incredible artist herself. She made all the dolls together with me. The movie would not be anywhere near as good as it is without her.
Jeannie, you got to fix this.
We should really mention Jashin, BK, Jasmine, and Lina. They were just as important, making the movie possible, especially such an ambitious movie.
I was very thankful for my editor, Iris Zhang. I definitely learned a lot from her and really know how to develop a narrative through documentary-based story.
Amanda Cohen, who's a dear friend of mine and is the person who told me about Richard in the first place. If it wasn't for you, this wouldn't have happened.
Clara, who was my partner in crime through this whole process, she really challenged me and challenged some of my decisions, which I think is super important to have a partner who can do that, so you're not just in your own echo chamber.
Good night, everyone, and congratulations to all tonight's winners. To everyone at home, thank you. If you have a filmmaker that you believe in, give them stuff. Let them use your house. Let them borrow your camera. We need their voices. Thank you, everybody.
That concludes our ceremony. Thank you for joining the Academy for the 52nd Student Academy Awards from New York. Gold award-winning students, please gather at the stage for a group photo.